Everyone, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, creativity and enduring cultural heritage. And on behalf of the Federation of Indian Export Organization, FIO, may I request Srimati Neha Mehra, Managing Committee Member, to present their mementos comprising of May I also request Shri Prashant Seth, Deputy Director General FIO, to felicitate our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister with a silver memento, a GI tag Dokha and Jamdani stole. We are also happy to have with us Seller Meet, bringing with them global perspective.
To the next level in terms of our presence internationally and nationally. As I mentioned, FIO is helping us out in this meet today. We have countries we are represented, 16 of them as I mentioned, and we hope that in future also we plan to take it on a different platform involving many more countries and giving the kind of exposure that our MSMEs in the state require.
Distinguished international buyers, entrepreneurs and esteemed guests, I am delighted to be a part of this historic occasion, I should say, and also to join you all at these important moments at the Reverse Buyers Summit 2026, which is a landmark initiative for Meghalaya and the Northeastern regions as a whole. A Reverse Buyers Summit is fundamentally different from a conventional exhibition. RBSM is a structured, outcome-oriented platform designs to facilitate direct business-to-businesses engagement. Here, international buyers are invited to the states, matched with identified sellers and provided a focused environment for discussions on product specifications, quality, standard pricings and volumes, and long-term sourcing arrangement. The emphasis is not merely on showcasing products, but on converting potential into a concrete trade relationship between the other countries and the other part of the world. The RSBSM 2026 will witness the participation of the 28 international buyers from 16 countries, representing key global markets including like Australia and New Zealand, South Africa, Russia, Romania, Kenya, Uganda, and Zimbabwe, Bahrain, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Slovakia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey, and Canada. This buyer represents a diverse sector such as the agri and food processing, handlooms, and handicraft, traditionally textile, bamboo and wood-based products, honeys, spices, and herbal and wellness products, and value-added consumer goods. On the domestic side, more than 300 MSME sellers from across Meghalaya are participating in this event today. These enterprises represents a wide spectrum of sector, including like handloom, handicraft, bamboo and cane products, wood-based craft, agro and food processing, honey and bee-based products, spices, herbal and wellness products, black pottery, and other indigenous and value-added products. The sellers have been carefully identified and mobilized through the District Commerce and Industries Center and the other line departments, ensuring broad sectorals as well as regional representations from across the state of Meghalaya. And also, I would like to highlight that the participating sellers have undergone extensive handholding and preparations. They have completed import-export code registrations and other mandatory documentation, making them export ready. This is a significant achievement and reflects the focus, effort of the Department of Commerce and Industries in building a pipeline of globally competitive MSME.
Every great movement begins with a symbol that represents hope, unity, and purpose.
To loud round of applause once again, ladies and gentlemen. And now we request our Chief Guest, Shri Conrad Sangma, former Chief Minister of Meghalaya, to formally launch the Mega Rise project, the click of a button.
A land of natural beauty, rich traditions, and skilled artisans, today marks a new chapter in sustainable development and economic empowerment.
Meghalaya's
Minister to formally launch the state-level MSME portal by clicking the remote. And with one more click, we launch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with the launch of the Meghalaya state-level MSME portal, we have taken a significant step.
The sellers and the buyers from the state and from different parts of the world who are here today to be part of this reverse buyer-seller meet 2026. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate the Commerce and Industries Department and all the stakeholders who have made this particular reverse buyer and seller meet a possibility. It is indeed a great moment because it is the first of the kind, not only in our state, but in the region as a whole. I'm drawn back at this moment to a story which my mentor, my leader, late P.A. Sangma, had shared in one of the programs. He spoke about two marketing agents for a company. And these marketing agents were sent to one island. And the company was a company that sold shoes. So after doing the market research, the first marketing agent came back and told his CEO that there is bad news because nobody wears shoes in that island. We don't have any market. And so it's no use for us trying to establish our office and spend money and go there because nobody's going to buy. Nobody wears shoes. So the meeting ended in a very disappointing kind of a note. The second marketing agent came back, really excited, could not, even breathe and speak when he came to his CEO. And he told him, I have the most exciting news for you. That we have a great market out there because nobody wears shoes. It's a very simple story, but it speaks about opportunities and how we look at opportunities. It's about the mindset. It's about the person being able to see a situation, analyze it and say, well, look at it and say that nothing can happen and give up. Or look at that same situation from a different angle and say, wow, this may be one of the most exciting reverse buyer and seller meet that I have attended. Friends, I start with this because a program like this does not end, and I hope it will not end, with simply this particular meet. I keep repeating myself in almost every forum that I'm not a very big fan when it comes to MoUs. Please don't sign any MoUs if you have no intent to move forward. I'm very serious. I'm very serious about it. And don't be hurt when I say that to you. Because we are here to be serious and to work in a very, very definitive way forward. The journey may be very long, and the journey may be something that may not yield results for us tomorrow. But let me give you that assurance that we are truly committed to what we are doing. Our state is a comparatively smaller state. Our challenges are much more than what you can imagine. If I look at our journey, my journey, heading the government in the last 8 years, has been a roller coaster ride. I was yesterday with the country head of IFAD, and we were reviewing one program called Meghalaya program. It's a program where we work with IFAD. It's a funding agency, as you all know. And this program started before we came into the government. And I wish I could show that graph to you. There was a point in time when we had the first review after 3 years of that project being implemented, which was before I came into the government. And in the first meeting we had, which is after 3 years after the initiation of that project, but 6 months after I took over, IFAD told us that we're going to close this project because things are not moving. And we gave a commitment to IFAD that we will turn around this project. Give us the opportunity. Friends, I'm happy to inform you that the same project of Meghalaya, which IFAD was about to close funding in 2018 because of the bad performance, if I may, of the implementation of that project, to today, after 8 years, was one of the projects that was selected globally to be one of the best projects of IFR in the whole world. And this presentation was given by our officials in Rome. There were 4 projects selected. Again, I'm giving you this example to show you that nothing happens in a day. Nothing will turn around tomorrow. Everything requires consistency. Everything requires commitment. Everything requires a focus. And everything starts with a vision and a target that we want to get there. And no matter how difficult it is, we have set that goal for ourselves. We are developing the ecosystem that is required to be able to move forward in that. All of you are very much aware about the global turmoil that's going on in terms of tariffs, exports, imports. The whole world is shaken. But slowly and steadily, in this entire chaos, some kind of a structure is emerging. And in this kind of a structure that's emerging, opportunities are coming out. I could not go through the whole details of what happened last night, but at least I got a glimpse of what happened a week, 10 days back. And clearly we can see that textiles, garments, leather, footwear, handicraft, pharmaceuticals, we do expect that India will be able to play a major role when it comes to at least EU in these aspects. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we as a state, Meghalaya, and the country, we are placed in a unique position to be able to take advantage even of these complex situations that are there. We need to create the right ecosystem. It's about the regulations that we need to have as a government. It's about the investments that need to be created by the entrepreneurs and the larger groups. It's about the logistics chains that we require to be able to transfer the products in a very, very efficient manner. It's about scaling the productivity so that an aggregator can come in and be able to provide that export to the buyer at a scale which will make sense for the particular buyer who's buying. And hence, all of this needs to be lined up. So what we're doing today is maybe the first step towards looking at that larger goal that we all should be targeting in the days to come. And again, I repeat myself what I said in the beginning. Yes, it is important to have these buyer-seller meets, but it is important to be practical. Even if we start small, I want that start to be a serious start. I want it to move forward. I don't expect that we will be having a $1 billion deal, MoU signed, and then suddenly everything flops tomorrow and there's not a single sale that is made. I think that would be the most disappointing thing that could happen. I'd rather not sign any MoU and have the sale that's taking place directly. I know a lot of people may not appreciate what I say, but I'm speaking very straightforward. That does not mean that I'm discouraging you. Please don't think that. Absolutely not. I'm just telling you to be realistic and practical and realize the areas which we need to work on. So therefore, with these thought process in mind, let me also share that Meghalaya has been making a lot of, taking steps forward to create that ecosystem. I use this word a lot because I believe in it a lot. Whether it is ease of doing business, the percentage in terms of the steps that Meghalaya has taken may be one of the highest in the country today. The number of steps that we have taken to deregulate the different regulations that are there or were there in the system, more than 400 if I'm not wrong. 400 different regulations were removed In Labour Department alone, about 70 regulations were removed. In fact, we were one of the worst in the country, but because of the hard work of the departments that were concerned, we are now today in the top 3 in terms of the number of deregulations being made. We have a unified portal for investors to come in with seamless process where they'll be able to get all the clearances required, which of course every state is doing. But I'm sharing with you because we also are now working and competing with the top performing states today and coming to that level where at one point in time, I must say this, that I would never have thought that a seller meet of this scale is happening today in our state. I'll tell you, nobody would have expected. But it's not just simply because it's an event. It's happening because we are ready. We have created the foundations. We have laid the foundations. We have created the system. We have created, or rather, we have managed to put the regulation in order. We have promoted entrepreneurs to start production. Scaling is, of course, a challenge for us because it is a challenge everywhere. But I do expect that to happen. So all of these issues are going to be there. But as I said, I do expect that a lot will come out of what we are doing today out here. Our Commissioner Secretary as well as our cabinet are sending the frozen pineapples to factories in Bangalore, who are today then converting that into pineapple areas that we're looking at, and please visit them and they will share the story with you of how they struggle and they reach the point that they have today. I think it's important for our buyers, important for the stakeholders, important for the officials to connect with the people. Businesses will happen. And I keep telling people that if we are going to look at life, if we're going to look at everything from a business point of view, I think it'll be a very, very empty story. We are here today not to do just business. We are here today to build partnership, to work together, to understand who the farmer is who grew that turmeric, which is now curcumin, which is now being a health product and saving lives or increasing the immunity of that particular person who's using it in another part of the world. And I think if we miss this link, and if we miss this story, then I think the story is going to be empty. I hope, and I encourage all of you, let us build partnerships. When I say partnership, means we are together through thick and thin, through challenges, which will come, through difficulties. But we have a long-term goal in building up. We see the opportunity, and I tell you that it's very clear. If you don't see the opportunity, it's okay. That's fine. We don't expect you to forcefully build a partnership. But let me share with you that there is a huge possibility to do that, at least for certain sectors in our state. And I do hope that this particular buyer-seller meet